What is up, survivors? This is Harv with Harv's Corner. We are back for another mod review for today, and again we're going through a whole series of the current mod list that we're using on our community ARC server. And if you're looking for a community ARC server, check our Discord out. You can come play with us. Anywho, next up on the list for today, where did my legs go? Oh, there they are. They're right there. Is the awesome teleporter mod. Now, this mod obviously does teleportation, but also incorporates a couple little features as well, and we're going to talk about all of those. So, this is kind of a three-part thing that you'll be able to craft on your craft, and first and foremost, you'll have access to the teleporter tool. This is pretty much the tool you're going to be using for most of this. And this is kind of a multifunctional tool that does a couple of other things, but we'll talk about that. We also have access to the awesome Dyno Tracker. We'll talk about what that does. And the other one you will have access to is this teleportation pad. Now, none of these require power, and they can actually do a lot of different things. And you do have options within the INIs to change exactly what it does if you want to take away certain things from your server playthrough that you're running. For starters, right away, we have the option to teleport. So you can make these pads, you place them down, and you can actually set the size to this in the settings. You can change the bubble size to this, and what this will basically mean, you can bring bigger dinos or more dinos in there with you. You can change it to what it's actually supposed to allow, and you can even have this little cool, it's a bunch of utilities and, you know, a bunch of different ways to do this stuff. So you can actually go through the Discord app and check them out that way too. So these are actually all the different links to the mod creator that you can actually connect with them with. Then you also have your admin utilities as well. If you're an admin, you can actually do all these and get rid of some of them, change them up, whatever you want to do. It's actually a super easy way to monitor and to maintain these if you're adminning a public server. So again, we can change the bubble size to this, and that really is what's inside of the bubble when it gets teleported, you know. You can change this to allow, these teleporters can be public, they can be private, they can be with your allied tribes, or if you're an admin, it can be an admin public one. So you can share these teleporters with other people that you're playing with, or if you just want to have a public one maybe outside of your main base, home, whatever, so that people can come and go as they please. You can set this up too. Works also perfect for things like RP sort of style servers, where maybe you might have a community store, or somebody set up a market, or made different trading things and stuff like that. It's just easy access to just go boop right there, and especially if you have any sort of like admin base and things like that. This is the perfect situation for any of that. And like I said, the ability to just fast travel. Now I would say, if you're running single player, or even a small tribes with as big as some of these maps can get, these are super useful to put near certain resources. As we all know, resources are fairly scattered around the ARC universe, and it doesn't matter what map you're on. It'd be very easy to drop one of these, find the resource in question, drop one of these nearby it, and that way you can travel back and forth to it whenever you want. And you can do that by hitting this guy right here. So your primary fire button will bring up the current 3 obelisks, which you'll be able to teleport to, and then any teleportation pads. And I can actually change the name of these as well. You can rename these if it makes it a little bit easier to try to keep track of them. And then you can also use the pad to teleport back and forth to different ones as well. So this does it remotely from a teleportation pad, and then if you're near a pad, you can use that pad to teleport to other locations as well. The right click on here actually activates the Dyno Tracker, which can actually teleport you to dinos with a tracker on it, like this Allosaurus right here. So I just kind of set this dude right here. So essentially what you do is you make the Dyno Tracker, you put it in its inventory, and you force feed it to it, and you'll see this little icon right there as well. And that means that dude shows up whenever I need it to show up. And you can claim these like you normally would be able to. You can upload the dino, and you can remove the tracker as well. This makes it super easy to find stuff, typically if it's something that likes to wander around. Really good for creatures that you normally take out of the base with you. Typically flyers is usually what you're going to be taking, but regardless of what it is, because if you take it out and die, you know where it's at, you can teleport back to it. Super easy. Also, the other thing that we have access to is the option to retrieve a corpse. If you die, you can come back to these pads and retrieve your corpse. I don't usually have this thing turned on. I feel like when you have something like this, it depends on the theme, I guess, of your server. But for me, I like there to be some challenge in a survival game like ARK, so I want to actually work for it. And if I do die, I want to have to, it's as much as it sucks, I should have to go get my stuff. And it makes me play a bit more carefully, knowing that I'd have to do that too. So at any rate, that's the majority of the stuff that we're looking at when we have this mod. And like I said, you can rename it, you have all the settings, you can find other dinos, you can do this from the pad too, and you can have them all up in here. You can change, if you have a lot of things tagged, For your tracker, you'll be able to filter it this way of what's max level, what's not, what's saddled, blah 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 blah. You can actually do it all sorts of different ways, which is pretty cool. A lot of customization options. This is a small mod, but it does quite a lot, and it stacks with everything really well. Like I said, we're running this on our current community server, and it's actually playing out really well. Now what we tend to do is we tend to like limit them. Like as you can see here, this is a 0 out of 12, but we try to tend to limit them to make it still give it a little bit more of a risky maneuver, other than just placing these all around the map and never really having to put yourself in any sort of danger. We kind of limit these to 1 or 2 per tribe, really, is really what it comes down to, and so far that method's been working pretty well. The other thing, again, is nice about this is being able to, especially in a PvE style server where everybody's building really cool things and you just want to see what people built, being able to put one of these outside of your base and setting it to public so anybody can just stop by and see what you're up to is a pretty awesome thing to be able to do. And again, any sort of RP or theme server where you just need to get to a certain point very quickly, some sort of center point of interest or whatever the case is, super easy. But again, highly customizable, so you can kind of do exactly what you needed to do, however you needed to do it. And as always, I have a token Allosaurus here because I had the option to do that. You don't mind, do you? You don't mind at least bit, do you? I know you don't. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Not terribly complicated thing. Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Cool teleportation options. And I think you can actually, yeah, you can pull a map up here too, so it does tell you where these certain things are at. If you hit this little map button up here, your current teleporters, it'll tell you where it's at, but then it'll also tell you where the tribute terminals are at, where the obelisks are located at, and lets you just kind of beam there, which is pretty nifty. Even you know, just the bare bones of being able to do, oh, wrong button. Just being able to go to the obelisks. Man, I'm hitting all sorts of stuff. Just to be able to go to the obelisk, I think, is incredibly handy, because then you can have one of these, make it the large bubble, and you can, you know, you don't have to build near an obelisk to go fight a boss. You could just have one of these, teleport all your critters over there and go fight it. Which is, again, it makes some of that stuff a little bit easier, which I kind of like the logistics of it. But you have free reign to restrict this or let it go as much as you want. Anywho, guys, that is this teleporter thing. I feel like I should have C4 in this hand, like it's just an empty hand. Just an empty hand. Huh. I don't know what to do with my hands. Anyway, guys, that is it. That is the awesome teleporter mod. And if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so you can see when the next videos are coming out. Feel free to check me out on here, check me out on Twitter, and also check out our Discord. And again, if you're looking for an Ark server to play on, definitely hit up our Discord, shoot us a message, and we'll get you access in there to play with it. We stream right here on YouTube Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes we stream straight from this server. Lately, we have been, well, our community server anyway. We stream straight from there. So I hope to see you guys around there. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll see you next time.